making thumbnails for Couch Co-op because I'm going to try to do an illustration for all of those. Just to kind of keep up with how Chris and Olivia are doing illustrations for the channel. I've got the thumbnail of this stream as the Donkey Kong Jr. thumbnail I did. I'm going to do one for Mario World now. And then if I am still up for it, I'm going to move on to Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Still editing that one. I've decided instead of doing it in episode format, I'm just going to upload it as one long video.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think that's what it deserves.
It's a funny episode. I'm about like 20-something minutes into it now. It's definitely going to go over an hour. I am cutting some stuff out, but not a lot. I'm not really trimming much from this one. Couch Co-op videos. The only one I'm going to go like really wild with the editing for is Lil Custa.
Yeah.
Which I will get back to, but it's always going to be, it's kind of going to be a rarity, I'll admit that. Go ahead.
I think we do our best work on Couch Co-op, honestly. Like, our funniest videos are on Couch Co-op.
It's because we're like...
Moses Milk, Lil Custa...
It's because we're experiencing so many different things with it. Like, it's... What I like about... What I've kind of learned that what I personally like about Couch Co-op, and maybe this would even be a good conversation to save for when Chris is back, but what I personally really appreciate about it is the one-off. Like, the one-off formula where... Because I used to, like, not really be too into that. I was like, oh, I just want to do a full series, but... A full series, there's, like... You're kind of, like, finding the good moments in between where if a one-off, it's just kind of you're going into a game, you give it a little bit of time, you move on, and I like that. Whereas Finding Orman can still be my way of, like, fulfilling the need to, like, want to actually complete something. Couch Co-op. Not that there won't be series on Couch Co-op. In fact, I think Chris has, like, a couple of full series recorded for Couch Co-op, but, I'm starting with stuff I recorded back in Delaware, like, months ago, although Plumbers Don't Wear Ties is being edited right now. I'm gonna get to the Michigans. I'm working on the Michigan stuff right now.
I guess I just automatically assumed that Chris and/or Olivia would automatically be a part of any of those videos. I don't think that was the case with these two, right?
Not with these two. We also not FNAF 2, which I'm not gonna upload. I'm gonna do Mario World next. I'm gonna release Plumber Don't Wear Ties before FNAF 2. FNAF 2's uploaded. It just doesn't have a thumbnail yet. But I'm gonna time them out a little bit so it's not just a bunch of uploads of just me and Stort in a row. I'm gonna like kind of mix in the Michigan stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way Chris kind of put it is just like where any of us are like free to upload to there. I mean, I think that I don't want to speak for Chris, but I'm pretty sure she said it. I mean, that includes you and Matt. If you and Matt recorded something for the channel, you guys could put it up. I think we're all allowed on this channel.
Honestly, I can't wait to see what you put together for their wedding video.
I'm gonna.
It's going to be 90% lost.
The thing is, like, that's gonna be. That's mostly going to be the ending of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was the last day I filmed a ton. I didn't really because like when I film my family's weddings, I kind of film everyone. For this one, it was just like, well, I wasn't really brought here as a videographer, so I didn't really want to film. I didn't want to bug Chris. I didn't want to. It's not even comfort as much as I didn't want to bother Chris and Olivia's families with the camera.
Oh, that's what I mean. Is like you didn't feel comfortable filming them because you weren't sure if like they wanted to be filmed or not.
Right. And I got a couple of shots of everybody, but I didn't like make the camera known. I kind of just did it. I don't know. I do that a lot, and I'm aware people don't really love it when people do that, but I am very much I like to film something more natural. Granted, I don't go. It's not like I go in public and do that. I don't just go up to random people and do that.
Strangers.
But when I'm like at a family event, I kind of prefer just to turn the camera on without telling people to look at it because I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny because the group shot, I did a pan shot at the reception, and I'm just panning past everyone, and the only person who looks directly at the camera is Matt. It's like he
can sense it.
Yeah. But for this one, for the Mario World thumbnail, I was thinking of just having Stort ride in on Spiny as a Yoshi and Spiny not being for it.
honestly, it's kind of creepy when you do that. It creeps me out a little bit. Not in like a serious way. Guys, this is not a serious statement I am making. But it's a little bit scary when it's like, oh, when you like put out a video and it's like, oh, I didn't know Michael was recording then. Huh.
Yeah.
It's not scary as in like, cause I don't mind you filming me.
Well,
It's
right.
not like I am like upset that you have filmed me, but it's the kind of thing of like, how did I not notice that that was happening?
I will. It's probably because I'm just kind of carrying the camera all the time, you know. So it's like, what
Yeah.
difference does it make when I'm filming and not
Yeah,
filming?
you're just so sneaky.
Yeah, Spiny needs to look angry. He looks uncomfortable. He needs to look angry that this is happening to him. I have decided for couch co-op that I'm just going to portray myself as Spiny on that channel.
That's okay. You're allowed.
I'm okay with that just being my online personality from now on. Keep my actual identity, and not like purely keep my actual identity out of it, because I'm fine with being on camera. But
I mean, the thing is, okay, if you like, it would not. I just mean like it would not be hard to figure out your actual identity.
no,
Like, there's enough out there that it's like, if somebody really wants to know, they could find you. You know?
yeah.
And then they could steal it. They could commit identity theft.
Oh.
I was going to get up and try and make dinner, but Cat is sitting directly on my leg. So I'm trapped here now.
No good. No bueno.
No bueno.
I don't really know what I'm doing here.
I never know what I'm doing. It's a nice day for a wasp wedding.
The only edit I've like committed to yet so far that I want to do for that video is someone posted a sticker, like had a sticker on the one of the like part of the I don't know what you would call it, not a gazebo, but like the thing we were underneath.
I don't know, like
Patio? I don't know.
I don't know, awning?
Someone put their sticker on there though with their SoundCloud on it, and I want to look up their SoundCloud and use a song from it, but obviously like I actually have to listen to it before I commit to that.
Yeah, like
But I
find
think
out if
that's-
it's any good or if it fits the vibe.
But I think that'd be fun to do that. I like doing shit like that.
World famous cat Razzle Dazzle has gone from laying on my leg to laying on my chest and pushing my chin with her head.
So I'm
She's a sweet cat.
gonna make a new layer for Stewer.
She's a gentle little kitty who loves to cuddle. She's a cuddler. Not a lot of cats are cuddlers. You can't say that about a lot of cats. But this one, she loves it.
Nice.
She's a little snuggler. Isn't that right? Aren't you just a little snuggler? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to decrease the size of this image once I'm done drawing it.
I think it's pretty cool that you got to be Chris and Olivia's witness.
Oh yeah, no, I'm honored. I'm honored that they wanted me to do that. I was very flattered by that. Can't draw fucking shit.
Matt says that when we get married, he wants you to be the best man.
Aw.
Unquestionably.
Really?
Yes.
That's sweet. Absolutely. Oh. This is actually coming out. This is coming out okay. I'm okay with how this is coming out. I didn't think this was gonna work, but I kind of like this. I got Wade Whipple in the thumbnail too because we spend so much of this talking about the Knuckles show because it just came out when we recorded this, and we were defenders of it.
I remember watching the rock opera episode and being like, is that real? Is that true to Knuckles' like backstory?
The movies are kind of
Is that canon?
the movies are kind of cherry picking. Like they there's things in that are accurate, but they're also mixing and matching because everybody like says that the demon that he fights in that resembles Iblis, which I'm sure is somewhat intentional. I don't think that they're deliberately saying it's Iblis, but I think they based it off of Iblis. And Iblis is an '06 antagonist that I don't even think Knuckles had anything to do with fighting. You know, like I don't think that's actually a Silver fight.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of it is accurate. Everything like being the last of his kind is a big part of it. They don't really, from the games I've played, they don't really talk about his father or anything like that, though. Now, maybe Chronicles I know is like the game that really goes into Knuckles' background, and it's just unfortunately the one that I hate more than any of the others. But it's really purely from a gameplay reason that I hate that one so much, because I think the story is, like, from what I saw of it, you know, it's fine. I don't think, it's not making me want to continue on, you know, but I don't have any problems with the writing. Yeah. I have such a horrible time every time I play it, and that's why I kind of decided, okay, this, like, the gimmick of this one is it's going to be recorded over the course of how many years it takes me. I do need to start playing again. I need to get a little bit, because, like, I don't think there's been a single session for it in 2024, and I think there should at least be one. But it's such a chore. It's just such a chore. I never want my, like, free time to go to it.
it's very funny that it could be just like a once a year playthrough,
I would
and
love it.
it,
I don't know how long I'm going to do Spiny, but like I think
like
ideally it
you.
would be a playthrough that took over the course of a decade. That to me would be like
I,
the best way it could go.
I would love it if you just picked a day every year and you just call it. It's what which game did you say it was?
It's called Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood.
And you you just make that Chronicles Day, and it's just like, okay, everybody, it's Chronicles Day. We're doing Chronicles. Everybody up and at 'em.
I think I've got this filled in now properly. I will
Y'all
throw.
signed up for this. You're contractually obligated to attend Chronicles Day.
But I think it'd be interesting to have it record and that like the longer you watch, wouldn't that be neat to like watch a series where everybody like keeps aging and like every like we the way we like just the way people talk, the everybody's mannerisms and just like little things like that keep changing. I think that'd be neat.
Yes,
That's
it's why I look back on our old videos sometimes.
yeah. I'll just use the Wii
No, I
Spiny.
think that that's what you should do. Pick a day and make it Chronicles Day. Like you did with Shark Tale.
Good old Shark Tale.
Shark Tale Day.
I have all means to do Sonic Free Riders now, which might the thing with that one that I'm dreading is it's the one that actually could be worse. Like it actually could be the worst game of the series, like objectively. And what I mean by objectively, because like you might say, oh well, it can't be objective. It doesn't work. It's a Connect game that famously doesn't work. There are people who have claimed, I even like made a joke about this in a video once. There are people who claim that it takes them like 5 minutes just to get the menu working. Because they have to do it with the camera and their hand. They're using their hand as the controller. And it's just so unresponsive. And on top of that, the game is hard. Like, it would be hard to play it with a regular controller. So you're using this broken Connect. So I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to complete that one or not. It might be an instance of the game defeated me, which has happened before. We recorded Alex Kid. And that was a game where I just kind of like came down to because it was on the Sega Genesis collection where you can rewind, and I eventually just had to like say, yeah, I gotta rewind. Like that's how I beat the game is I cheated because it's and that's the same thing with Rush. They are games that defeated me, but in Rush and Alex Kidd's case, I could cheat. You know, cheating was possible. With Free Riders, there's no way to cheat. Like I can't do a save state. I can't do anything. I have to play it as it is.
You should find somebody who's beaten the. You should find somebody who's figured out how to like speed run the game,
I
and then like be like, train me.
I
Train
not
me to do what you do.
not only do I think it definitely needs to be a series with that I do with someone. I can't go like it can't be a Discord call series. I need to be in person doing it. I also think it's the first Spiny series that needs to have a face cam because I think that'd be funny to see. I think it would be funny to see us like really fighting with the controls. My hope is that it's exaggerated and it's not as bad as everyone says it is. I'm sure I'm not gonna like the game, but just like I'm hoping that it's not actually that difficult to complete. But
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of hope for that. It's pretty universal. No one likes that one. I hear people defend Forces. I hear people defend 4. I hear people defend O6. A lot of people defend O6 actually. I I've never heard anyone defend Free Riders. It is like universally hated because it just doesn't. It's a game that does not fucking work.
Um,
So I'm not sure. I don't know if I like my chances with that one, but it's got to be done. I think it'll be entertaining to watch. I don't know.
I'm gonna gonna look up Sonic Freerider speed run and see if I can find somebody who has been able to not only complete this game, but complete it in a way that is like efficient.
I bet you could. I wouldn't be surprised.
And then we're gonna find out what they did to make it work, and we're gonna apply it to ourselves.
You know, it's funny. Like, one thing that's been worked on now, and I don't know if it's done yet, but there is like a fan version of that game now, where they made it they switched it from Connect to Control. Like, they made it so you have the choice to make it a controller.
It appears there's a guy. It appears that it is through Connect. Who streamed it? He streamed himself playing it through Connect, and it took him 5 hours, 24 minutes, and 13 seconds.
And that's as a speed run.
First video. Yes, that is the first video to pop up.
And did he label it as a speed run?
Yes.
Okay, that's alarming. That's alarming.
It says Sonic Freerider speedruns, all races, all S ranks, initial WR, 5 hours, 20 minutes, and 48 seconds, actually. The video itself is 5 minutes. Or no, sorry, 5 hours, 24 minutes, and 13 seconds. But it actually took him 5 hours, 20 minutes, and 48 seconds.
How are you, Chris?
I'm good.
Now there is a video underneath it that claims Sonic Freerider's Team Hero speedrun 20 minutes and 49 seconds. I don't know if that's a different game or if that's like the console version.
That's probably just a mode where it sounds like the first person like 100% at everything, probably like outside of the story mode, you know.
Okay. No, I think we need to contact this man, KNT Elixir. If you're out there, teach us your ways. How did you get this game to work? Anyway.
But I there is also a part of me that wonders if it's exaggerated, because people with these games exaggerate all the time. Maybe it's not as bad, but I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful in this case, since it's like I've never heard it. I've never heard anyone defend it. Like I said, it's pretty like universally like the most broken game they've ever made.
Well,
look, I get it. You don't want to get heartbroken.
What's up, Chris?
Well, guess who's here? The Game Defender, and I think that it's a good way to, you know, to let your Switch do, not your Switch, to let your Connect do something. You know what I mean?
That's yeah.
It's certainly a game that is on spec. It is a game for that console.
And you know what? It's a perfect example of what not to do for the Connect. So
everyone, look at Sonic Freeriders. Look at Sonic Freeriders.
Now
Don't be like
Sonic
this.
Freeriders. Now look at me. Now look at your Sonic Freeriders.
I love that, like, fucking. It's one of the only Angry Joe videos ever watched. He did Free Riders, and it is funny because he like kind of showed how silly a lot of it looks when you're playing the game. Because there's like a partner mode where you can play with someone, and he just showed it as him and his buddy holding hands, like moving back and forth together. Like it's supposed to be this badass thing, and it just looks like they're on a fucking date together.
They're on a stroll.
I feel like the sad thing about it is like it probably like playing Connect already you look ridiculous, whatever.
Right.
But I feel like just the problem is they didn't put effort into it, because there's a lot of really good Connect games. Argument.
Oh sure, I'm not doubting the Connect honestly, as much as it's just like the reputation this specific game has.
Say that it's not good, but like I think the thing that sucks is that it's not good because it easily could have fucking been good.
Right. Especially if like Sega, come on, like Sega, like this is your main series, like do if you're gonna make a game for the Kinect, maybe try a little bit.
Well, I mean, like, here's the thing, guys. The bar is on the floor. It is so low. The bar is so deeply low. The bar is in the ground. The bar has made is nestled in for the winter. All they had to do was make the game work, and they couldn't do that. It didn't have to be, because like, I'm sure that if the game had been at least somewhat functional and efficient in its execution, there would have been people who are like, I love this game, even though it's just kind of like mid. But like, they just made it not work. Because it's like, again, I've never played it. This is just what was coming from the word of mouth of other people, what I'm hearing. But it's just like, you can't enjoy a game if you never get a chance to actually play it because it literally doesn't work. It's like you would have something to defend, you would have something to, say like, okay, well, I like this game. I think it's pretty good. If it at least functioned, like, I think that no matter how bad maybe like the story is or how crappy the gameplay is, if it at least functions in some way. Like,
Something about that's disappointing is that the writers 1 and 2 actually kind of had interest in stories. They actually kind of had pretty cool character animation. They introduced 3 new characters with Jet and his team. Like they were they had a kind of a neat thing going for them, honestly. And then Free Riders, it's PNGs. There's an animated intro, and the rest of it is PNGs of characters talking. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of like stylistically, like objectively, from a stylistic standpoint, they just kind of gave up.
I think what's funny about it is like the thing is like I don't know where to put it because like Kinect games are like a little more complicated, in weird ways. Like they're complicated but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think like games like Kinect Sports or Kinect Adventures or Dance Central would be like more complicated than Free Riders argumentatively.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, and I mean maybe Free Riders might be more complicated, who knows? But I feel like realistically those games feel to me like they should have, like, we have more games that we have three games that solidly worked, right? So you think that maybe Sonic would, or they'd at least cater to it, or at least give you a controller option or something?
Yeah, controller option would have fixed a lot.
like I said, the bar is so low. All you gotta do is make your game function.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
you can't defend a game that you literally can't play. Like, if it is unplayable, then it's like, there's nothing, you have nothing here.
I was like, I don't know much about the Kinect. I had one for like a second, but like, I feel like the Kinect is just already like in a gaming space that's like not gonna be helpful for it. I don't exactly know, but yeah, it's also possible too that Microsoft talked to Sega. Do I still have you guys?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just.
Yeah, you still have me.
I'm doing plumbers don't wear ties now.
I'm really trying to defend it, but the problem... See, and here's the other problem, is that this is putting Free Riders in a bad spot. That this is the third questionably game that came out for the series.
Uh-huh.
So, like, it's like... it's kind of hard to defend it.
No, for sure.
Because like what there's. Oh man, I want to say there was like an iToy Sonic Riders game, but I could be absolutely wrong.
It feels like it's unfortunate because it feels like Free Riders completely killed that franchise when it's like, first two games were fine. It's like, it's just like one bad game kind of killed the series, but it's also like,
Oh.
it's only a bad game because it was, because they changed it up in a way that they weren't prepared to change it up, and if they went back to what worked, I think it'd be fine.
So here's the deal. I was wrong. There is not a Sonic iToy game, Sonic Riders iToy game, but there is a Sega Superstars game that is for the iToy. So,
Ah,
not like anyone cares. I just don't, you know.
I care about you guys. You're my friends.
I'm taking a different approach for all four of us on the thumbnail. Spiny proudly wears his tie and holds his plunger. I think Matt should be burning his ties since the entire time he's fighting the fact that plumbers don't wear ties. Mitzi, I want to draw on the Pym arts. I'm not going to be able to do the hyper-realistic, but I'm going to try to get the face down of Mitzi just sitting in a chair with the Pym face.
Yes.
So how do we get on the topic with Sonic Free Riders?
Just because I got it when I was in Michigan.
Oh man, I wonder how you got that.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
No, don't. No, that is a burden. I gave you a burden.
There was a layer of sarcasm to that thank you. But you did gift me Sonic Battle, which is appreciated. Which again, if you want that back,
Thank
just
you,
tell me.
Cartoon Buffoon.
Is Toon in chat? I can't. Okay, I just refreshed. I had chat open this whole time, and it said that no one was here. I noticed you responding to stuff, Chris, and I was just like, did something cut out? Did I miss one of Mitzi's responses? I just assumed.
I just went crazy.
Often just spacing out and don't know what's going on most of the time. So, you know, I didn't notice.
Well, I can see chat now. Another Spiny stream. I was looking to catch you. Welcome, Oshi TV. Alright, so Spiny, we got the Spiny plumber done, although he's not colored in yet.
Oh god, you're actually uploading shit to this channel.
I know, couch co-op. I was telling Mitzi, like, at the beginning of this, I just think it's a lot of fun, too, because I like the one-off. Not that we won't do series. I know that you have a series, like, that you're going to start releasing.
I will release it in October because it's appropriate.
Yeah, might as well. But I like the one-off formula where we can just kind of, like, turn on a game for a bit, talk about. We don't have to, like, stay on it like we do with Spiny. Like, when it's time to call it, we call it.
Yeah.
I do think
Plumbers don't wear ties.
we gotta keep doing plumbers don't wear ties first.
Well, plumbers don't wear ties. I think I'm just gonna release this one big video. I think it's a funny riff. I think it should be watched in its entirety at once.
You know, there'll be jokes.
No, plumbers don't wear ties. Moses Milk and Little Cuss, I think, are like our best work comedically. But to be fair to plumbers, I think the game itself carries most of that comedy.
I think that we actually have a good riff going. I think that I think it's funny. Honest to God, Mitzi, in terms of like us giving commentary, like I think it's like one of your best riffs. Like I'm laughing a lot at a lot of the stuff that you said in it.
Oh, that's so sweet. I don't remember half the stuff I said. I was very tired.
It just kind of felt like it just kind of felt like one where we didn't run out of steam, but it was also one where we were like being pretty good. Like we're not like excessively talking over one another. I think it's easier when we're all in the same room together. I think that's why there wasn't a bunch of overlap and like people talking.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying that one so far. So there's Spiny.
Almost got the Oscars, or at least like
Yeah.
like the rough draft, the first draft.
Yep.
I think what's funny is that Matt and you came to my wedding, and yet we managed to somehow torture Matt most of it.
How did we torture Matt again? Refresh my memory.
So in Mario Wonder, we kept stealing his shit,
Oh, yeah.
not allowing him to.
I'm still gonna somewhat say that's on Matt. You snooze, you lose. I'm sorry.
We made him play Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Did we record Mario Wonder?
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Okay.
I have that one, unless Michael stole it, but I have it.
I don't have it. Yeah, that one's on you.
We made him play Bubsby twice. Not only did we make him play Bubsby 1 and 2.
Those. Oh my god, I was so fucking dead in Bubsy 2.
Yeah, you
like,
literally died. You literally died in Bubsby, I think 1 as well.
There is like a split like period in Bubsy 2 where like we were in mid conversation. It was so weird. We were in mid conversation and I fell asleep for like 5 seconds. And I was like, what were you saying? like legit, not as a gag, not as a haha, I'm so bored. No, like I legitimately fell asleep in the middle of a conversation for 5 seconds because not really, Bubsy was not helping, but it was also just, like it was such a fun visit, but we were out doing stuff like every day, you know?
Yeah.
It was active Bubsby.
We were out doing Bubsby every day.
Bubsby.
Bubsby.
Pretty sure plumbers wear overalls and save princesses. The good ones do.
Well, I mean, some are treasure hunters and some do sports and dance. And that's it.
But I'm gonna get back to editing Plumbers Don't Wear Ties after the stream. I'm gonna be up kind of late tonight just because I don't have to go into work until 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Are Wario and Waluigi also plumbers, or do they just wear overalls?
I don't know.
I don't know when the last time Mario and Luigi did any plumbing, though. I guess the movie, but the movie's kind of restarting things.
I guess technically, if you want to be really technical, wouldn't 3D World count? Because they, like, literally fix a pipe in 3D World.
Sure, that counts. I don't know. I didn't play. I mean, I played 3D World, but I didn't play a lot of. I'm trying to think of the last time I like completed a Mario game because I don't. There's not a lot that I actually.
Sonic Tuber.
Right. I'm trying to think because I definitely beat Thousand Year Door a couple of
Mario
times.
Galaxy was the last one. Not Galaxy, fucking.
I never.
Yeah.
I mean, I love 64 and Sunshine. I've never beat either of them.
I can't say that I love Sunshine, but I think that's just. I don't know. That might just be me.
I always thought they were brothers, Oshi TV, but apparently, like, they're confirmed not to be. We actually talked about that during the Wonder recording.
I would honestly love a Mario game that's just fixing the sink simulator. Like Mario talks you through the process of like how to fix a busted pipe, and he just like is like very nice and very patient with you while you try to fix it. And he's a good teacher.
But like, then there's like the Wario levels where he's mean, and then like somehow you end up on a drug trip.
I remember they explicitly stated not to be brothers somewhere. There's like some manuals where they say that. Again, Matt has that shit down. Matt in the Mario, whenever the Super Mario Wonder series comes out, you'll hear Matt go on about it because we had
That's gonna take a minute.
That's all good.
There's a magazine.
I'm taking a break from Spiny to do Couch Co-op just because I wanted to do something a little different.
So here's the deal. I think that like manuals are more trustworthy, but magazines are where like it's fucking out the window.
Yeah, the magazine says they might have been lovers, and that's good enough for me.
How do I successfully? I might need to make it more of like a match
like,
than a.
I think like I said, I think because even then like manuals at a certain point are not like correct. But like around the Wario and Waluigi era, I would feel like I could say that's more comfortable and more possible. But like back in the like 80s and shit, fuck the manuals.
The truth be told, when people are first like figuring a character out, when they first create a character and create their background, more often than not they change it. I mean, I'm guilty of that on Spiny. I've had a huge fucking retcon in Spiny with whether or not he's the actual Spiny Norman from Monty Python or not. He isn't, but he was originally, and it's like literally the only reason he isn't anymore is because the age of the character didn't make sense. So I retconned that in the fucking Blast episode. I was just like, no, Spiny's dad was the one in the Monty Python skits.
But see, this is why the manuals are important, because as Cartoon Buffoon brought up and OCTV is that
I know what
Eggman is a feminist. So
I know what you said because it's in chat, but you cut out. But I know, yeah, it's Vector is a devout Christian and Eggman is a feminist. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read both of those before. Yeah, it's always fun seeing that. It is funny how like how much. I mean, like, oh my god, one of the most popular shows of all time, The Simpsons. We were playing the arcade game when we went to that barcade. And that's like the game where Marge still has her rabbit ears, because that was originally going to be a reveal at the end of season 1, is that underneath Marge's hair, the reason her hair is up like that is because she's hiding 2 rabbit ears that she has for some reason. Such a weird fucking idea. Such a weird fucking concept that doesn't fit in with The Simpsons at all. But that's what it was. And they like quickly got rid of that idea, but they didn't get rid of it before making The Simpsons arcade game. So she has them in the arcade game, which is so bizarre.
Speaking of magazines, back in better times, there used to be a Nickelodeon magazine.
I loved that.
Nickelodeon magazine had an issue that featured The Simpsons, because the Simpsons movie had like just come out or was coming out, and one of the things I distinctly remember was them like showing a picture of Marge getting her hair done, and she just had a stack of pancakes on her head that she was just like drowning in like blue syrup, and it's just like, yeah, that's Marge's hair. That's why it's just pancakes.
They did a lot of weird stuff with The Simpsons and Nickelodeon magazine. That one of their covers was like Naruto and Lisa are dating now.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, Nick magazine was so good.
I remember the Eggman is a feminist line is mistranslation. 1 sec. It could be. Knuckles is a feminist. That's been confirmed in Boom.
Y'all remember Impy and Wormer, though?
I remember a lot of the Nicktoons magazine, but I don't remember a lot of segments. The only reoccurring thing I remember from the Nickelodeon magazine was how each of them ended with an image that you could, like, people would send captions in for, and they had that dog that, like, had speech bubbles, like, throughout the magazine. But I forget the dog's name.
Give me a second, and then I will refresh your memory on Impy and Wormer.
The thing that's funny is that I didn't really read Nickel. See, that tells you how much of a fucking nerd I was, because I didn't keep up with those. I was all the Nintendo Power kind of kid.
I would have liked Nintendo Power more if I knew that it existed and I knew where to get it. Nickelodeon magazine, my parents got a subscription for me, and like whenever they did stuff with video games, I was so hyped. Like I remember they did one for Sonic Riders when that came out, and I was just fucking glued to that section. But yeah, I didn't even really know what Nintendo Power was. Eventually I got Game Informer magazine, and I liked it, and then I got older and I was like, why did I like that?
So I did Game Informer magazine for a while because it came with my GameStop like subscription that got me like points and shit. So
Yeah. I think
that's why I read that Game Informer for a while.
I think the thing is, like, Game Informer was, like... See, the thing that sucks is it's kind of like a back-in-the-day thing, right? Of where, like...
I mean, I certainly did feel informed about games.
Well, we didn't have, like, the internet, nor did... Well, we did, but we didn't have, like... Like, E3 was a once-a-year thing, we didn't have Nintendo Direct, so if you wanted information, you had to fucking get it out of a magazine, practically.
Game Informer was my first instance of being angry at critics. Like I was like, oh, these people fucking suck. They shit talked my boy Sonic all the fucking time.
I think also, I don't know if it was Nintendo Power that had the Sonic unlockable thing. I think that was a Electronic Gamer Monthly or Game Informer. I think it was Game Informer, realistically, because they had like a fucking April Fool's thing for a while, and I don't think it was Nintendo, and it might have been, but like, you know, I feel like that was definitely like a Game Informer thing.
Alright, everybody behold Impian Wormer.
Now let me take a look. Oh, I remember them. I do remember them.
I never knew this. Like, Wormer is based on an old friend who hated me. His name was Warner. I'm like, what a fucking move. Just, oh, this guy absolutely hated me. Let's put him in this comic as a worm.
Actually, there's a conflicting sources. It's possible Eggman is the opposite and he's actually a womanizer, but Eggman being a feminist is actually way better. If the mistranslated line of Eggman is a womanizer, it's supposed to be real, then it would make sense with his depiction in the Sonic OVA, for sure.
Okay. I also have an answer for the Sonic April Fool's thing, by the way.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Matt.
So, if it matters to anyone, was from Electronic Gamer Monthly. It was published in that for their April Fool's Day thing.
I'm gonna try my best to draw the Pym face.
We can just draw my features over it, over the picture, and then just use that.
I'm gonna put the image in and like, am I drawing you as a frog or am I drawing you as, because this isn't Spiny Norman.
Draw
But
me as me, but I'm not, just draw my features on Pim's body.
Okay.
Like draw my skull shirt and my red hair and my fucking glasses.
What if I make your hair just one line of hair coming out like Pym's?
No, I think it's better if you have my full head of hair.
Alrighty.
And it was just Miss Scary. I think that's the point. But yeah, no, I woke up to you uploading fucking Donkey Kong Jr. That was a wild ride.
I can't wait for the FNAF episode because the entire thing is just us shouting shit, trying not to like, because I'm like fucking like extremely anxious the entire time, and I'm just like doing anything I can to distract myself from the impending jump scare.
I think it's funny because FNAF is more jump scary. I didn't expect to get you in Silent Hill. But Silent Hill did definitely get you, and I'm not upset at that, because I got scared more times.
Games typically get me a lot better than movies. Movies, it's very rare that a jump scare will get me, because it's so predictable. Games have a completely different... they have such a big advantage, for starters, where it's like... it's on a technical scale, the jump scares are optional. Like, not in all games, but like some of them, the jump scares are like part of the story or they're scripted, but a lot more often than not, you don't have to get the jump scare if you're good at the game. So it just, that fact alone makes it so much worse because it does actually become unpredictable.
I feel like the thing that got you, because I don't want to spoil it,
Yeah, we did do a Silent Hill game that will be released eventually.
October.
You said that, my bad.
I do think that games are worse simply because they are more personal. Like, every decision feels like your fault.
Right.
I think the more personal and the more direct something is to you and on you, and like the more interactive you feel to it, the more immersed you feel in it, the scarier it is.
Yeah.
Like, scary movies, like, I'd say that's like level 1. It's like you're just watching all this stuff happen to another person on TV. Scary books, I'd put it a level 2 because you actively have to imagine that shit in your brain. So it could just look like anything. Like your own brain is working against you to make you super scared. I would put scary podcasts at the same level, but like a little bit above it, maybe like a 2.5. And then I would put scary games at like a 4. Or no, sorry, I skipped 3. At like a 3. And then maybe at a 4, depending on the haunted house, I'd put a haunted house up at 4. And then 5 is just an actual terrifying situation that you are in real life for real. Forever.
I'm trying to think if there's any movies that gave me a ton of anxiety watching, and here's the thing. There are some, but it's never because of jump scares. One movie that, like, genuinely made me feel horrible watching it, and I love this movie, by the way, and I think we're going to be doing it. I don't know if we're doing it soon, but I think eventually we're going to cover it on Sickest Shit You've Ever Seen, is the movie Raw.
Okay.
What's next, Matt? I forget which movie you announced was next.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
And there's a chance it doesn't happen until next year.
That's all. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Like, I knocked out, like, 3 or 4 episodes of that early in the year, and then I'm just like, nope, no time for that. I gotta finish the Oscars before the end of September. We're recording Little Nicky for Halloween, and then I think I'm just working on the Barnyard video the rest of the year.
Okay.
When are we recording that? When are we recording Lil Nicky?
Saturday would be fine.
Okay. So to answer some questions, or at least to comment on the comments, to my knowledge, and Michael can correct me, I don't believe there's a No Sonic November this year, but that's because so much shit's happening.
Oh, is someone's talking about that? It's so weird because I've gone back and forth on that so many times with you guys. I also at one point pitched, I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do games this year. I'm going to do web shows. Here's the thing. We recorded a series that isn't Sonic, and I won't spoil what it is here. I talked to Mitzi about it. I don't think I said it on stream. If I did say it on stream, whoops. But, there is a non-Sonic game we recorded, so if I can just get a few mini game reviews recorded, because I really would like to do one on the Beach episode of Sigmund Corp. I'd like to do one on Cult of the Lambs. I'd like to do one on Spark the Electric Jester. If I can get a few of those made within the next month or two, it will come back this year, and the game we recorded will be the series.
I can help you with that.
I'll talk to you about that later, because let me figure it out first, but I appreciate that, by the way.
I will do what I can.
I would like to bring it back, and I also was thinking to myself, like, if I don't do it this year, that doesn't mean it can't come back next year. I think ultimately what it's going to be, though, is it's just not going to be every single day. And I don't think that's a bad. I mean, it technically wasn't every single day the first time I did it, because I fucked up near the very end of it.
Another one is Oshi TV, right? Says that they truly believe that each console is different for different types of gaming. Like the PlayStation is for single player, the single player games, the Xbox is for online games, and Nintendo is for family and group games. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that was true during the Wii, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era.
I think that there is.
I don't know how true that is now.
I think there's a little bit of truth to it still. I think that it's just like. I think all of those can kind of like. I think maybe like that's true. Like, which one's the most family friendly? Probably Nintendo, yeah. But I think like that those like can apply to all three, just more so on one than the other. So I kind of see what you're saying. I've got nothing against that. Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering so much.
I'm gonna be the asshole here, and kind of say that I think that PlayStation definitely has more single player exclusives, but like I wish they focused on that, because like with the failure of Concord, it kind of proves that they're trying harder to get into the multiplayer market, and a lot of people use it for multiplayer games like Fortnite, Overwatch, and other things. So I have to agree with Matt that, like, yeah, back in the day, sure, but, like, I don't know how many people are actually playing Xbox today because Xbox hasn't released anything. So, you know, and I'm not saying that they haven't, but, like, Microsoft has not done much except for acquire other companies. So,
I don't know, it's like a meme right now that like, oh, the PlayStation 5 has no games, and I'm like, okay, but at least I hear about the PlayStation 5. I don't think I even remember what stupid ass name Microsoft gave this Xbox.
Series
the Xbox
X.
One. It's still the Xbox One.
The Xbox One too?
No. See,
The
Mitzi.
Xbox X Series S?
See, Matt and Mitzi, you don't understand. It's Series X and Series S.
Oh my god. How do you like the PEM, Mitzi? Mitzi.
Hold on, I'm not looking. I'm eating SpaghettiOs.
It's not colored yet, but none of them are colored yet.
And also, Cartoon Buffoon said, hopefully for the cat episode.
I forgot my glasses though. That's the only thing. Just slap some glasses on me. Slap some squares on those
I don't think that
eyeballs.
would go. I don't think that'd be on sick as shit. The Fritz the Cat movie, even though it is bizarre.
I don't know, but I've been pitching it.
For sick as shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's my note.
Fritz the Cat is on my list for like.
Oh,
two.
I'm sorry. I kept thinking that was Felix the Cat. No, Fritz the Cat. No, I'm pitching that too. My bad. I did that fucking. I made that fucking mistake again. I was like, Felix the Cat is kind of trippy, but I don't think it's gross or weird or anything. But no, you're fucking right. No, Fritz the Cat, absolutely. I fucking brain fart.
Imagine walking around a water cooler and being like, "Oh, Fritz isn't that bad," and then having like a cold sweat, realizing that what you said at the water cooler.
This is a good thumbnail so far. I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
Yes, Fritz and Felix are two very different cats.
I think it's also just the fact that Toon Buffoon was pitching that one because I know that you're a big Felix fan. Alright, so what's your Crispy doing? Because, like, we have Mitzi as Pim, Spiny is happily accepted his role as a plumber with a tie, and Matt is burning his tie. So what's your Crispy doing?
Just draw my glasses and then you're done.
Okay, you draw me as one of the like narrators because that's kind of how we got into the situation.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of forced you guys into the situation.
Chris gets to be the narrator.
Chris should be the one in like the karate outfit.
Yeah. Oh, also, yeah, no, yeah, Microsoft does technically have Call of Duty now, doesn't it? Like, they own Activision, I believe. So, yeah, they do have Call of Duty. And I know that Gears of War is coming out I'm gonna say next year like a dumbass. The Gears of War is coming soon, plus they rumored Fable, but, like, I don't know what the fuck that really means. Oh, okay. Cartoon Buffoon has watched the original and the 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat.
I've never seen either in their entirety.
Fritz the Cat was kind of not very good. It's not even. It's not X-rated. I know that. Isn't it like PG-13? Or like it's not even R-rated. Can't be as fucked up as Garfield His 9 Lives.
I know what this thumbnail needs right now before I add Chris.
Color.
No.
Yes.
Oh my god. Can you Photoshop it better than the actual one?
I don't think I should. Especially since I'm doing a Photoshop of their Photoshop.
You're doing a Photoshop of Photoshop.
I don't think this was done in Photoshop. I think that
Probably
was, like,
not.
way too advanced for when this came out.
It was done in MS Paint.
I mean, Photoshop's been around since the 90s. I don't know. I don't know if it would be
Like I said in
Photoshop
the
or not.
playthrough, it was done on Kid Pics.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna implement into the thumbnail with as much care as they did, which is not a lot.
So, no, Photoshop was out. Photoshop had been out, I believe, for about 3 years.
That doesn't mean they were using it.
No, but I'm just saying that it's possible. I mean, hey, look, in a technical standpoint, they weren't using it, because look how they did it.
They weren't using it the way they could have been using it.
Okay, I need you to do something for me, Michael.
What's up?
After you color all of us, I need you to, like, do, like, the invert colors.
Oh, so they pulled a Bart Simpson for Fritz. Okay. Man, imagine the first time you're actually,
Why the
like...
fuck did they pitch
no.
that so hard of the Simpsons movie? We gotta show Bart's penis, man!
No, you know what's great about that is imagine that being the first time, like, you're actually able or allowed to watch The Simpsons and bada bing, bada boom, Bart penis.
I was very uncomfortable with nudity when I was a kid, and I really wanted to see the
Still
Simpsons movie.
uncomfortable with that movie.
I really wanted to see the Simpsons movie, but I knew that they showed nudity in it. And I was like, that made me very. I was like, I went and saw it anyway, but I was like dreading that part.
I feel honestly like you should be uncomfortable with that.
Yeah,
There's
It's-
a world where that's not.
it's bizarre. It's bizarre that they made that choice. I get what the joke is. They're censoring it, like, in a bunch of ways, and then the joke is, okay, the one thing that absolutely should have been easy to censor with is what exposes it.
I get it, I just don't want
But-
to see it.
I'm with you on that. It's funny because in modern releases of it, they're like, they're more so like, they put a censor over it saying European version only.
Ew. So-
Like, that would be a funny joke if it wasn't a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's bizarre that they felt the need to do that. I'm sure in their heads they just weren't thinking about that. They were just like, okay, no one's gonna actually, no one no one's attracted to the Simpsons characters, so no one's gonna think about it in a weird way. But it's just, yeah, it was a weird choice.
So, I think it's funny that we have on Couch Co-op, our backlog is, a little Costa, Mega Man X, Tome,
Yeah,
Sonic, Mario, Super Mario, Moses Milk.
and now plumbers don't wear ties. That is I do like that video a lot.
Moses Milk.
Yeah.
Like, we don't stop. Like, we have something to say, like, every second. Like, there's never nothing going on.
There's a nice melody with the milk song. I like that part.
Yeah.
The internet is for porn. Avenue Q.
Yes, Bart is like 10.
Yeah, no,
Why
yeah.
the fuck am I talking? I don't know. I'm
No,
not the
Bart-
Simpsons person.
Bart's 10. It's no denial. It's weird that they did that. I'm not defending it as much as I am just kind of like, I understand that wasn't what the joke, like, I understand what the joke was, but I agree they shouldn't have done that. That was bizarre. That was something that they did not need to do. And not only did they do it, but they kind of used it as like one of the main marketable scenes of the movie. The naked skate was in every fucking trailer for that movie.
Yeah, and in truth, this is where I drop out of the conversation.
I will drop out too.
This is where I hop off the bus. This is my stop. Goodbye.
This is where I resigned from Spiny Norman Inc. I've had a good. Hold on, give me a minute.
Now, Chris, we do have to implement the tie with Chris still, because
How many?
I'm willing to make Chris the karate girl, but at the same time, it's not like I'm drawing us all as two.
Okay, it's been a good 2 years, but I think I gotta resign here.
Has it been a full 2 years yet? I don't remember.
The Bart skate is where I just have to, I wish Spiny Inc. the best. And I'm totally going to do a JonTron. I'll see you guys on my controversy. Bye.
Well, now, doing a JonTron could mean several things in this instance. Are you gonna go on a Destiny live stream? Or are you gonna
Yeah.
be anti-vax? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The anti-vax isn't too. I heard something about that. I don't know if that's fair. I'll shut up.
I'm also going to stop doing video game content.
Oh God.
I'm gonna have a deal with Flex Tape. I'm gonna make a video with Ethan, and then I'm gonna go on his podcast, and then he won't let go of my controversy, but I'll be a good sport about it. Okay. I'm done with this show.
See.
I will talk about it off stream. Not even like it's not one of the controversies like you would think of. It's more or less of like.
He's just kind of a dumbass. I think that's really all it is. I'm sorry, but like I don't really have any reason to believe he's like a fucking terrible person. I just think he's a fucking idiot.
He said some things that are not
Yeah.
that should have been thought.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought we were talking about our Chris.
What? We're not even talking about a Chris.
You said Chris, like,
Oh no, I
We were
was
making
a
it.
joke that I'm leaving Spiny and that I'm going to pull a JonTron.
Oh.
To be fair here, I couldn't pull a JonTron because I left with giving people an announcement, I guess, where... So I already failed.
I mean, there was an announcement for JonTron leaving.
I mean, like, after.
Gotcha.
I mean, there was an announcement, but it was kind of, like, you know what I mean?
Right. Sorry for talking
like
about
that,
this.
It's just like that I'm also dropping out of this conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry if anyone. Sorry if anyone isn't enjoying this conversation.
You
What-
want to make a rap album, Michael? Now that we've gotten rid of Chris?
Which one of us is gonna be the rapper?
I guess you, and I'll do the singing.
what do I get to do?
You play piano. You play the
You-
keyboard.
You make the animation.
I don't know how to play the keyboard, though.
Well, get learning.
I guess I gotta.
Oh boy, I don't know what the fuck got into my Cheerios today. I am sorry.
No, you're fine. Oh. It's just fun to.
look, I normally don't want to like make jokes like that because like we're all people on the internet, and I don't want to talk shit because I'm hoping the day we fuck up, because it may eventually happen, I'm hoping people treat it the same way that I treat it, which is they're people.
Yeah, I mean, people are gonna make mistakes, and sometimes someone's gonna, I don't know, like, yeah, like, I often try to avoid talking about it like on stream. Like I'm okay with talking about you with it, but I often try to avoid talking on stream because I don't wanna defend someone who doesn't deserve it, but I also don't want to attack someone who's been like, it's been done enough, you know, like it's like okay, but we can end it there.
Yeah, that's all I guess I'm just saying, like, I normally don't make those kind of jokes, but, like, I don't know. I don't know.
They slip. They slip out. It's okay. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I can't. I'm happy with how I've got the arms for Karate Chris. I don't really know how to do the legs.
Oh, you have to, yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know what you're talking about. Spiney's covering it.
You gotta kind of give her like bent knees, right?
I could also be holding the tie.
I was thinking about making you hold the tie.
Or you could put the tie around my head.
Oh yeah, I like that, the tie beater. I like that too. Maybe both. Maybe both.
Well, I'm gonna probably dip soon because I gotta finish editing a thing.
I probably will too soon. I want to see the.
This thumbnail's probably the last one I'm doing.
I just want to see the final product of this.
Okay. Well, have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining in the chat. You guys are awesome. I gotta go.
Good night, Chris.
Have a good night.
I'm like so close to finishing the Oscars video.
Nice.
So close to finishing, like, trimming it down, right?
Right.
I gotta go back through and like clean it all up, make it presentable. But I'm like very, very close to being done trimming it all down.
Right.
It's a lot harder than like some of the other stuff we've done. Maybe I said this the other day, I don't remember, but like, you know, when we do this on a movie, I tend to just cut to the jokes, and that's like all we have. So, like the Jimmy Neutron movie, I think I used pretty much any time we were talking in that video. The Oscars will just have long conversations about things that are not related to what's going on. Like the commercials will come on and just go off about something.
Oh, I know. They were always a bitch to edit. It was always fun. It was always worth it. But yeah, they were always such a bitch to go through. It's just such a big thing too, because it's like a 3 to 4 hour log recorded.
If the Oscars before this one, if it doesn't get edited and put out at some point, nobody's gonna know what I had to go through personally. Like, I'm never gonna get to tell my story. No one's ever gonna know the deep, deep, like, pain I went through babysitting Matt.
You can tell I am heavily intoxicated by the end of this one.
Yeah, but it's still not as bad as the one before.
No, yeah. But,
You didn't vomit in the sink after I told you if you have any more, you're going to throw up. I told you, bro. I warned you, dog. And you didn't listen. You fought me. You fought me for the last fucking shot that was out. You fought me for it. You're like, I need to do one more for my boy Brandon, please.
Oh yeah, Brendan
Fraser won
Fraser.
the Oscar. I had to toast that.
Thank you for luck, like I said it would.
Oh.
I messaged Michael this earlier, but like I'm going through, and I said Oppenheimer was Cillian Murphy's career-defining performance like a dozen times. Like I just kept saying it. I'm like, oh my god! Like I'm editing and I'm like, shut up! You said
Oh
this
my
already.
god, I have been angry at myself going back to the editing. I think the most I've ever like. Oh. I know you don't like this word, Mitzi. I apologize, but I think the most I've ever cringed at anything I've ever said is like during the Oscars. I started singing "We Don't Talk About Coda." I did not leave that in the video. That one's out. I did not leave that. I was just like, "Oh my god, shut the fuck up, you idiot."
The just repeating career-defining performance over and over and over is the only thing so far that I'm kind of embarrassed by. But there are parts where I'm like I'm slurring my words and I'm not like projecting very well into the microphone, and I'm like, speak up, you idiot. No one can tell what you're saying. I'm saying something funny here, but you can't tell.
The Oscars are a lot.
Yeah. I do think, unlike previous years, I do think I went without saying something that I, like, regretted the second I woke up the next day. Like, pretty much every year I say at least one thing that I'm like, God, I should not have said that.
Right.
And Michael has been kind enough to leave all of them out of the video. Again, we start talking about blackface for like an extended period of time, and I just kind of skipped past all of that and cut all of it out. I'm like, yeah, no, we don't need this.
Right.
I mean, it goes on a long time, and I'm like, no thanks. No thanks. I don't need the blackface discussion.
Speaking out against it, just to be clear. But yeah, it's still not needed.
Michael was like really in support of it. He was saying how funny it was, and we were all kind of like, Michael, I don't know about that.
Maybe I should have just left everything you said in, motherfucker.
No, I'm joking.
I know.
Honestly, it wasn't even like against it so much as just like discussing it and the implications of it. Because like we kind of just took for granted that it was bad.
I never have a problem talking about stuff like that in the recordings, but I normally do it with the mindset of like, that's not making it in. That's just not a topic we need to have in a video. That's like, not that it can't be talked about, but if we're gonna talk about it, have a thoughtful conversation about it.
Like if it were relevant. If it were relevant to what we were watching, maybe.
Right.
Like, if we ever did, like, the jazz singer, for whatever reason, I think we would have to address it then, but, like...
He's saving that for...
video, not the place.
He's saving that for...
I think unless it is particularly entertaining, you do not have to leave in our long-winded conversations that have nothing to do with what's going on screen. Like, unless it is entertaining in some way, like funny or interesting, leave it in. But if we're just having a normal conversation and it's really not like, it's kind of boring, then like, don't worry about it. Don't keep it in. You don't have to.
Because the big thing with the recordings though is like, I mean, a part of it is us recording stuff for content, but another part of it is just we're friends in a call together. Yeah, and like if we're just because we're recording doesn't mean it's all gonna make it in. Especially like if someone requests for it to be left out. Because anytime someone messages me saying, "Hey, didn't really like this. Can we not have this in the episode?" I always say yes. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do any of you dirty like that. But at the same time, I think that like actually I want to read chat real quick. He's saving it for blackmail footage. I don't have any of the previous recordings except for the one I didn't do. That one I still have all the footage for. So maybe I could blackmail Matt with that one day. We'll see. Can we all agree that the Game Awards kind of suck every year? I don't watch them, but I believe you. I do. The only reason I watch the Oscars is I have not watched an Oscars without recording commentary over it. I watched a little bit of like whatever year it was for like Whiplash and Grand Budapest. I remember watching some of it with my sister. That's it. Everything else has been a recording. I thank you for cutting some stuff. I concur the talk about blackface isn't needed unless it's actually part of whatever you're watching, especially if it's, not spoken in the right mind. Yeah, I mean, I don't... Obviously, none of us are pro-blackface, but... I mean, I hope that goes without saying. But, But yeah, I mean, sometimes, like, it's not because, like, a lot of the stuff I cut isn't even because it's like, oh, someone said something wrong. It's just because exactly what we're describing. It's like, it's just not really needed for, like, a lighthearted, fun recording,
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been conversations we've had that I've kind of wanted to go back and, like, maybe release on the second channel as like a bonus thing, just because like there was a whole long conversation we had about like killing people on the set of a movie during a Serbian film. We got into a conversation about like what we would do if we were on the set of a movie as just like extras, and the director just told us to do whatever we wanted. Go crazy, and Michael's like, I would kill someone. It was like a funny conversation, but it went on way too long to like edit around, and it had nothing to do with a Serbian film. So I'm like, this is getting cut, but this could be like its own video on the second channel, or like maybe I'll release a compilation of like conversations that didn't belong in the episode.
I considered doing that for Mackle and Zatch at a point. I didn't go through with it, but because pacing is a big part of those videos. I mean, sometimes for pacing's sake, you have to cut something that you like. You don't want a video to drag on way too long.
Yeah. I will say, I stand by this, like, my biggest win in terms of, like, pacing a video. When we did the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, I had the video pretty much finished. I was watching through it, and I'm like, this intro goes on too long. And at a point, we're not even talking about the Power Hours anymore.
Right.
Also, I didn't have any buffer between the first Power Hour and the second Power Hour. It just, like, the first one ends, and then we're, like, a minute or two into the second one. And I'm like, I need something to go in between here. So I went into the intro, and when we start talking about, like, SpongeBob, I cut that part, and I stuck it between the first and second. And it, like, dramatically improved the pacing of that video.
Nice.
Like, we get through the intro much faster, and it's all, like, focused on the Power Hours. And then there's, like, this little short conversation about the SpongeBob prehistoric episode and the Lost episode between Power Hour 1 and Power Hour 2. That was recorded at the beginning. That was recorded before we got into any of the Power Hours. But I stuck it between the two because it fixed the pacing. And it was like such an easy thing to do. I'm like, no, tiny edit right here drastically improves the video.
Don't you worry, Toon Buffoon, if I actually went crazy and decided I wanted to kill everybody. I think they could take me. I think Matt, Mitzi, Chris, Olivia, I think they could all. I think they'd win that fight.
Do you think I could kill you?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, probably.
I think I'd lose. I think if I ever actually go crazy, I'll just lose.
I think if you went crazy, we would hold you down and kill you ourselves. It would be a merciful kill, between the eyes. You wouldn't even feel anything.
But can they beat Goku? Not all of them.
I I think Goku and I would be friends. I don't think we'd fight. I think I'd be best friends with Goku, honestly.
Oh, I think Mitsa could. What's Matt's ranking and power scaling? And then OCTV said over 9,000. Matt's like 12.
I don't know. I thought. Wait, no. I thought. Wait, hold on. Matt's 28.
Are you talking about Matt's age? 'Cause we're talking about power. We're talking about power level.
Oh. No, I'm talking about power level.
Oh, so 20. 28's still not great, so I'll go with that.
He goes up 1 power level every year. That's how I know.
I'm coloring Mitzian now.
Hooray.
I can faintly hear the interaction Matt's having now. Matthias Pym reminds me I did a random meme drawing of Spiny, the character, in that one sad SpongeBob scene where he's slumped over his bed looking to carry his ball. I replaced the bowl with pickles. It's supposed to be the day Gorky left the dumpster. Could you send that to me? I'd love to see that. Or did
Hey, Michael.
What's up?
I have a request for you.
Sure.
Can my tie be pink?
Sure.
I feel like if it's black on black, you won't really be able to see it.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna make it black, but I can make it pink.
Okay.
I'll have to find it. It's on my old phone, and I don't have Ibis Paint X cloud storage, so I gotta sort through files. All good. If you find it, I'd love to see it, but if not, it's all good. If anyone ever draws something, don't feel afraid to send it my way. I would love to see it. Here's a Chris vacation. What did I? Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. That is the spots. That is the spots. She's purring, which means she's enjoying it. Yeah.
I keep seeing bugs crawl around on the floor of my work, and I'm tempted to catch them and feed them. Bearded dragon, but I shouldn't because they could carry diseases. Yeah, probably best stick to what they got in the store.
Yeah. Actually,
Sometimes I try to get Dazzle to eat bugs that come into our house. It doesn't always work.
It might be fine to just feed them though. I don't really know. I'm not a lizard expert.
outside, except that ants would bite or like sting his lips or whatever while he was trying to eat them as like self-defense. So then he would get like ant butt stuck on his lips.
Ew.
And then I would have to get the ant butt off of his mouth. You know, he was a puppy and he didn't want to cooperate. So he would always just get like angry with me and I'm like trying to get like these ant butts off of his lips.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Someone in chat is copying my emojis.
How dare they?
What
Those are
emojis?
my emojis. I invented them.
Me, no one else. Whenever I act like that, I'm referencing Walter White, by the way, because I do that a lot. I sent Mitzi a prediction of all of how I think they're gonna react to every Breaking Bad main character, aside from the ones that are already in Saul, because I know how you feel about those guys.
I'll let you know. Well, I don't even know how I feel about those guys yet because I haven't finished.
Right,
I can change my opinions at any given time.
right. But yeah, I mean they're pretty different. I'd say like the most similar on Breaking Bad is Gus, and the most different is Saul.
Yeah, I've certainly changed my opinions about Saul Goodman as the series has gone on.
For sure. Saul's done some crappy things.
Part of me feels like Better Call Saul Goodman, and I'm not talking about like Jimmy. I'm not talking about Slip and Jimmy. I'm saying that Better Call Saul Goodman and Breaking Bad, Saul Goodman already feel like two different characters.
Right. Yeah. Jimmy's gone through a lot of changes. You're pretty close to the end. You've been watching it pretty quickly. So you're pretty close to the Breaking Bad timeline right now. You're not quite there yet. It's still like several years away. Like the show does catch up, but it catches up through a time skip mostly.
Toon Buffoon's talking about my tweet the other day, where I said, like, I know most of who dies in Breaking Bad, but not when or how or why.
Yeah, please find the time. I would love to. I'd love more people to. I mean, I say more people to. More people don't have to watch Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. They're insanely popular shows. But I'm always happy for there to be more.
I think that you told me that Kim doesn't die. I think you told me that directly to my face. Like
I did not. I told you she is not in Breaking Bad. I did not say she doesn't die.
I swear, I think you said that like there's a possibility she is still alive.
Oh, I said that as I did say that, but I said that as a hypothetical. I said that like in a no spoilers term. I said that you don't know if she's alive or not as you're watching the show.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying that in the sense that Kim definitely survives. I said that in the sense that, oh, you don't know if like she could still be part of Jimmy's life or not. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I did not. Yeah, I was not confirming or denying.
I definitely don't.
I feel certain she is not part of Jimmy's life.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I do not think that in the Breaking Bad universe she is in any way part of Jimmy's life.
I'm just saying that her role during that time period could be a mystery. That's all I meant. Is that like just because she's not in Breaking Bad doesn't mean there's something that's going on in the background, you know, because we don't see what Saul's life outside of his work is. That's all I was saying. And I wasn't saying that to suggest anything. I was just saying that kind of as a broad statement, kind of like, you know, she could be around, she could not be.
In my head, I thought it meant like it is ambiguous whether or not she's alive.
And it was ambiguous throughout Better Call Saul until the last 4 episodes of Better Call Saul, you know? But yeah.
Like, there are characters I know survive to the end of Breaking Bad. I have no idea if they survive El Camino or the final episodes of Better Call Saul.
Right.
Saul Goodman obviously being one of them, because like the whole show has flash forwards to him after Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah. I think in the timeline, Better Call Saul's like final episodes is the end, because I think they actually reference events from El Camino in the final episodes of Better Call Saul. Not a lot, like it's kind of just a line or two, but I am pretty sure El Camino is before the last 4 episodes.
See, I was kind of under the impression El Camino picks up like right after Breaking Bad ends.
It does.
Better Call Saul is like a few years after Breaking Bad ends.
Won't comment on that, but literally with El Camino, one of the first shots of it is a recreation of one of the final shots in Breaking Bad. So like it's like El Camino is like pretty much immediately. Like an immediate follow-up. So I would watch El Camino first, but if you're too curious if you prefer to watch Saul first, I think like neither Saul or El Camino are gonna spoil each other. Like you could once you're done with Breaking Bad, you can choose which one you want to watch first.
I probably will watch El Camino first personally.
I mean, I'm definitely going to watch El Camino after I watch Breaking Bad and finish the last 4 episodes of Better Call Saul.
So you're gonna do El Camino last?
Yeah.
Okay, El Camino. Yeah, I technically think El Camino happen. Yeah, no, it does happen before Better Call Saul's final episodes, but it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. They don't spoil each other.
Isn't it also like the last thing released? At least like major thing, ignoring the Slippin' Jimmy cartoon or like YouTube or whatever. The
final episode of Better Call Saul is the final thing, and it was released after Slippin' Jimmy.
Wait, there's a cartoon?
There's a really shitty cartoon. Don't watch it.
Oh, okay.
I watched 1 episode and it's terrible. I'm sorry. I normally wouldn't discourage someone from watching something, but I think you'll like legitimately be annoyed by that show. It was so weird, and they just dumped it on AMC Plus like all in one day and then never talked about it again. But it's about Saul when he was a kid. It's about Saul when he was a kid, and it does not have the tone down at all. It is like watching fucking Family Guy.
It kind of looks like Big Mouth.
Yeah, kind of does look like Big Mouth.
But
But
they did Jimmy a disservice.
did you say Howard was in a single episode of that, or was it someone else?
Chuck is in 1 episode.
Chuck is in 1 episode. See, that's weird. I would think Chuck would be in more since he's like Jimmy's brother.
Yeah, there's only 1 episode, and it's a silent episode too. And it is like the scene with him and I will say the scene with him and Chuck, because Chuck's not even in a lot of that episode. He's like at the end of it. But I will say the scene with Chuck, it's kind of sweet actually. I kind of like it, but it's like the only nice thing I could say about that show.
Okay. Question about the Slippin' Jimmy cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it canon to
It can't.
Breaking Bad universe?
It can't be. There's an episode where they do where there's like magic shit in the episode. Like that's not a thing in Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad. So no, it can't even be canon.
Okay.
Like it can't be. There is such a disconnect from the people who made that versus like the people who made Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. No one involved in the Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul had anything to do with Slippin' Jimmy.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like six. Slip and Jimmy's only 6 episodes, and the episodes aren't even 11 minutes. Like they're really short. It was just something that they shat out and like saw if it would stick. That's it.
I legit think that's so disappointing because they could have had something so good with that.
They could have. They actually really could have. That's actually something that we talk about on the Recall Saul podcast that will eventually start getting released. Yeah, but like they I love this thumbnail. This is a good drawing. I like this drawing. I'm happy with myself. But yeah, no, they That's all I can say about Slip and Jimmy is
Alright, well, I'm gonna go now because I really gotta shower before I go to bed and I've got work in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit some more, but I'm gonna end the stream here. So thank you to Buffoon and Oshi TV for tuning in. Thank you, Matt and Mitzi, for joining. I'll talk to you guys later.
Good